Welcome, dear listeners, to the threshold of the unknown, where the veil between the living and the dead grows thin, and the whispers of the past echo into our present. Today, we venture into a tale woven from the fabric of nightmares, a story that clings to the moss-covered trees and mist-shrouded paths of St. Francisville, Louisiana. This is the saga of the Myrtles Plantation, a dwelling ensconced in beauty and terror, where history bleeds into legend, and specters walk in the light of day. Built in 1796, amidst the languid embrace of the Deep South, the Myrtles Plantation stands as a testament to America's haunted heritage. Rumored to be perched atop an ancient Native American burial ground, its walls are said to house not just memories, but souls that tread the fine line between this world and the next. Among its shadowed halls, at least 12 ghosts are said to linger, each with their own tales of sorrow, betrayal, and eternal unrest. But none is as captivating, nor as chilling, as the story of Chloe, a specter whose presence is as palpable as the humid air that surrounds this enigmatic estate. A former slave, Chloe's tale is one of love, jealousy, and a curse that left her bound to the very grounds she once walked in life. So I invite you, brave listeners, to join me as we unravel the mysteries of the Myrtles Plantation. Let us tread softly into the night, where the line between the living and the dead is but a whisper, and discover what secrets lie in the heart of one of America's most haunted homes. Are you ready to step into a world where the past is never truly gone, and the spirits are restless? Then let the story begin. In the heart of Louisiana, where the air is thick with the scent of magnolias, and the history of the South is etched into the very soil, lies the Myrtles Plantation. Established in the year 1796, this grand estate has borne witness to centuries of American history, its walls harboring tales of opulence, tragedy, and the echoes of footsteps long since faded. But beneath its veneer of southern charm lies a darker narrative, one that whispers of the unseen, and speaks to the very essence of fear. Nestled in St. Francisville, the Myrtles Plantation is not merely a relic of the past. It is a monument to the complexities of the human spirit, and to the mysteries that linger where we least expect. It is said that this plantation, with its stately rooms and sprawling acres, was built atop an ancient Native American burial ground. This land, steeped in the rituals and the reverence of the indigenous peoples who once called it home, is rumored to hold within it the energy of countless souls, their presences interwoven with the very fabric of the place. The air around the Myrtles is charged with a palpable sense of the otherworldly, as if the boundary between this realm and the next has been blurred. Visitors often speak of a feeling of being watched, of cold spots in the warmth of a Louisiana afternoon, and of the unmistakable sensation that they are not alone. It is as though the spirits of those who once walked this land remain, guardians of their sacred ground, their stories etched into the atmosphere, waiting to be heard. As we delve into the history of the Myrtles Plantation, we must tread carefully, for the ground beneath our feet is not just the foundation of a home, but a testament to the lives and the legacies of those who came before. The ancient Native American burial ground upon which the plantation stands serves as a poignant reminder of America's rich and tumultuous history, of cultures lost and spirits unquieted, their voices carried on the wind through the moss-draped oaks. The significance of this location cannot be overstated, for it is here, at the crossroads of history and mystery, that the story of the Myrtles Plantation begins, a tale not just of bricks and mortar, but of the souls that have passed through its gates, leaving behind a legacy of intrigue, sorrow, and the unexplained. So, dear listeners, as we embark on this journey together, let us open our minds to the possibilities that lie beyond the realm of the known. The Myrtles Plantation is more than a historic home. It is a portal to the past, a place where the veil between worlds is thin, and where the echoes of history speak to us from the shadows. Join me as we step into the world of the Myrtles Plantation and uncover the secrets that lie within its haunted halls. As we delve deeper into the enigmatic aura that surrounds the Myrtles Plantation, we find ourselves entwined with the ancient spirits of the land, where the roots of history run as deep as the mysteries they harbor. Before the grandeur of the plantation, before the echoes of the footsteps that now roam its halls, the land whispered with the stories of the Native American tribes who revered it as sacred. These were peoples deeply connected to the earth, to the cycles of life and death, and to the spirits that dwelled in every tree, stone, and breeze. Legend has it that the land upon which the Myrtles Plantation now stands was chosen for its spiritual significance, a place of power, where the veil between worlds was thin, a conduit for the energies of the earth and the ancestors. The Native Americans who once called this place home believed it to be hallowed ground, a resting place for their dead, and a space where the living could commune with the spirits. That, with the arrival of European settlers, the sanctity of this land was obscured, its stories buried beneath layers of soil and stone. Yet, the spirits, it seems, refused to be silenced. From the earliest days of the plantation's history, there have been whispers of unexplained phenomena, of shadows that move of their own accord, and lights that flicker in the dead of night. These tales, passed down through generations, speak to the enduring presence of those who once walked this land. The first encounters with the supernatural at the Myrtles Plantation are shrouded in the mists of time. that the accounts share a common thread, a sense of an unseen presence, a feeling of being watched by eyes from another era. Workers and residents alike would speak of hearing the soft whispers of Native American voices on the wind, of seeing figures clothed in the garb of ancient tribes, moving silently among the trees. There were stories of objects moving without cause, of inexplicable cold spots in rooms warmed by the southern sun, and of footsteps heard in empty corridors. Perhaps the most chilling of these early tales is that of a young girl, a resident of the plantation in its nascent years. You claimed to have befriended an invisible playmate. She described her friend as a child of the land, a spirit who spoke of times long past and of the sacredness of the earth beneath their feet. Her stories were met with skepticism, dismissed as the fanciful imaginings of a child. Yet, those who knew the land's history could not help but wonder if she had indeed made contact with a remnant of the ancient past, a spirit lingering among the living. As we explore these early ghost stories attributed to the ancient burial ground, we must consider the possibility that the land itself is a character in the story of the Myrtles Plantation, a living, breathing entity that remembers its history and those who have walked upon it. The Native American legends associated with this land remind us that the past is never truly gone, that it echoes around us, shaping our experiences and guiding the spirits that linger. So, dear listeners, as we stand on the precipice of understanding, let us acknowledge the depth of the mystery that surrounds the Myrtles Plantation. It is a place where history and legend intertwine, where the spirits of the past reach out to the present, and where every shadow, every whisper, holds the potential to reveal the secrets of the ancient burial ground. Join me as we continue to peel back the layers of this haunting tale, exploring the depths of the unknown and the spirits that dwell within a Myrtles Plantation. In the heart of the Myrtles Plantation's haunted legacy lies the sorrowful tale of Chloe, a name that resonates through the corridors of the estate, whispered by the wind and etched into the very essence of this place. Chloe's story is not just a ghost story. It is a narrative woven with threads of loss, betrayal, and the unyielding desire for redemption. Her spirit, one of the most famous to roam the grounds, serves as a poignant reminder of the plantation's dark history and of personal tragedies that unfolded within its walls. Chloe was enslaved at the Myrtles Plantation in the early 19th century, a time when the South was a mosaic of grand estates, and the human souls bound to them. As a young woman, Chloe found herself caught in the intricate web of plantation politics and personal servitude. Known for her beauty and her quiet strength, she navigated the complexities of her life with a resilience that belied her circumstances. It was these very qualities that would lead to her downfall. The details of Chloe's tragic end begin with a forbidden ear, an act of eavesdropping that sealed her fate. It is said that Chloe, fearing for her position, and perhaps driven by a desire to protect herself and those she cared for, listened in on a conversation between the plantation owner and his associates. Caught in the act, Chloe was punished severely. As a warning to others, her left ear was cut off, and she was forced to wear a green turban to cover her wound, a symbol of her shame and her punishment. But the story of Chloe's descent into tragedy does not end there. It is in her attempt to secure her place and regain favor that the seeds of her ultimate demise were sown. In a desperate bid for redemption, Chloe hatched a plan. She would bake a cake laced with the extract of boiled and crushed oleander leaves, a potent poison. Her intention, it is believed, was not to kill, but to ail, to make the master's family sick, and then nurse them back to health, proving her indispensability. Tragically, Chloe's plan went awry. The dose she administered was too strong. The master's wife and 2 of his children fell gravely ill and died. The exact sequence of events that followed remains shrouded in mystery and speculation. Some say Chloe confessed to her deed, racked with guilt over the unintended consequences of her actions. Others believe her secret was discovered by fellow slaves, who, fearing retribution for her actions, took matters into their own hands. What is known is that Chloe's life met a tragic end, exacted as punishment for her fatal mistake. Yet, it is in death that Chloe's story truly begins to unfold. Her spirit, restless and burdened with the weight of her actions, is said to haunt the Myrtles Plantation to this day. Visitors and residents alike report sightings of a woman wearing a green turban, her presence marked by a sense of profound sorrow and an air of unfinished business. As we explore the haunting of Chloe, we delve into the heart of the Myrtles Plantation's ghostly narrative. Her story, a tapestry of human emotion and supernatural phenomena, offers a window into the past, a glimpse of the personal stories that are forever intertwined with the history of this place. So, dear listeners, let us tread softly, for we are walking in the footsteps of souls who have traversed the boundary between life and death, leaving behind tales of love, loss, and the eternal quest for redemption. In the shadowed corners of the Myrtles Plantation, where history whispers from the walls, the spirit of Chloe moves silently, her presence a palpable echo of the past. Her story, steeped in tragedy and shrouded in mystery, continues to unfold in the testimonies of those who claim to have encountered her. These accounts, varied and vivid, paint a haunting picture of a soul unrested, bound to the very grounds upon which her fate was sealed. The sightings of Chloe are as numerous as they are chilling, each encounter adding a layer to the legend that envelops the Myrtles Plantation. Guests speak of glimpsing a figure in a green turban, her silhouette barely discernible in the dim light of dawn or dusk. She is often seen in the vicinity of the grand mirror in the main hallway, a mirror that, legend has it, holds the spirits of those who have passed within its reflective depths. It is here that Chloe's image has been captured, her sad eyes gazing back from the glass, a moment frozen in time. But Chloe's presence is not confined to silent apparitions. The phenomena associated with her spirit manifest in more tangible ways, unsettling the air with the weight of her story. Visitors have reported the inexplicable rustling of skirts in empty rooms, the soft sound of someone sighing in the quiet of the night, and the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Some have even felt a gentle tug on their jewelry or clothing, as if Chloe herself is reaching out, longing for contact, for acknowledgement of her perpetual sorrow. The personal testimonies of those who have encountered Chloe speak to the depth of her haunting. A staff member, tasked with the early morning opening of the plantation, recounts hearing the clear sound of footsteps pacing the veranda, only to find it deserted. Another tells of a night when the air grew inexplicably cold, and a whisper, soft and sorrowful, called out a name that seemed to hang in the silence that followed. Perhaps the most compelling accounts come from those who have captured Chloe's image on film. Photographs taken by visitors, intended to capture the beauty of the estate, have instead revealed the unexpected, the distinct outline of a woman in a green turban, standing quietly in the background, her presence an eerie reminder of the past that lingers. These encounters, each unique in its experience, weave together to form a tapestry of the supernatural that envelops the Myrtles Plantation. They are a testament to the enduring legend of Chloe, a spirit unable to find peace, her story etched into the very essence of this place. Her presence, whether seen in a corner of one's eye, or felt as a whisper against the skin, serves as a bridge between the worlds of the living and the dead, a reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the next. So, dear listeners, as we ponder the haunting of Chloe, let us consider the layers of history and human emotion that imbue the Myrtles Plantation with its ghostly aura. The accounts of those who have crossed paths with Chloe offer a glimpse into the restless heart of a spirit bound by tragedy, her story forever woven into the fabric of this haunted estate. Beneath the Spanish moss that drapes the Myrtles Plantation, in veils of whispered secrets, Chloe is but one of the many spirits that roam this storied estate. It is said that at least 12 ghosts wander its rooms and walk its grounds, each carrying their own tales of life, death, and the in-between. As we delve deeper into the spectral heart of the plantation, we uncover stories of children playing in eternal twilight, former owners bound to their earthly domain, and apparitions whose identities are lost to time. Among the spectral inhabitants, the sounds of children's laughter echo through the corridors, a chilling reminder of the young souls who met their untimely ends within these walls. There is talk of two little girls, spirits from different eras of the plantation's history, seen playing on the veranda or heard giggling in the dead of night. Guests have reported seeing small, ghostly footprints in the morning dew, as if the children had been running through the gardens under the cover of night. These innocent shades, playful yet poignant, serve as a haunting testament to the tragedy that befell them, their lives cut short by disease or misfortune. Another formidable presence is that of General David Bradford, also known as Whiskey Dave, the original owner of the plantation. His figure, imposing even in death, is occasionally seen traversing the grounds, a silent sentinel watching over the estate he founded. Witnesses describe encounters with an apparition bearing the general's likeness, his gaze piercing through the veil of time, as if overseeing the domain he can never leave. His spirit, bound to the Myrtles, reflects the deep ties that bind these ghosts to their former home, ties that not even death can sever. Then there are the unidentified apparitions, spirits whose stories have been lost or obscured by the passage of time. These spectral figures appear as fleeting shadows or figures glimpsed out of the corner of one's eye, their presence felt rather than seen. A figure in Victorian attire has been spotted wandering the gardens, disappearing when approached. Another ghost, known only as the Lady in White, drifts silently through the halls, her identity and her story a mystery that adds to the plantation's enigmatic aura. One of the most heart-rending tales is that of a former slave, known only as William Winter. Winter met a violent end, shot by an unknown assailant. He is said to stagger up the main house's stairs, his spirit reenacting his final moments as he attempts to reach the safety of his room, only to collapse on the 17th step. Visitors and staff alike have reported hearing his agonized footsteps, a somber reminder of the brutality that stains the plantation's past. These spirits, from playful children to stoic guardians, form a spectral tapestry that envelops the Myrtles Plantation. Their stories, varied and vibrant, paint a picture of a place where the boundary between life and death is blurred, where the past lingers like the morning fog over the Mississippi. Each ghost, with their own narrative and nuances, contributes to the haunting legacy of the plantation, making it a nexus of supernatural activity and historical intrigue. So, dear listeners, as we explore the otherworldly inhabitants of the Myrtles Plantation, let us remember that each ghostly figure, each whispered voice from the shadows, is a thread in the greater story of this place. They are reminders of the complex tapestry of human experience, of lives lived and lost, and of the enduring mystery that is death itself. as the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the grounds of the Myrtles Plantation, a different kind of investigation begins. This estate, with its storied past and spectral inhabitants, has become a focal point for paranormal researchers, drawn by tales of its haunting. Armed with an array of technology and an insatiable curiosity for the unknown, these investigators seek to peel back the layers of mystery that enshroud the plantation. Tonight, we delve into the findings of these investigations, into the evidence that whispers from beyond the veil. The investigations conducted at the Myrtles Plantation have been numerous, each team of researchers bringing their own approach to uncovering the truth behind the hauntings. They come equipped with electronic voice phenomenon, EVP, recorders, infrared cameras, motion sensors, and electromagnetic field, EMF, meters, hoping to capture proof of the paranormal activities reported by so many. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence is the EVP recordings. These audio plaps, captured in the stillness of the plantation's rooms or amidst the ancient oaks, often reveal voices that were not heard by the naked ear at the time of recording. One such recording captures a voice, faint but unmistakable, saying, "Help me." This plea, disembodied and chilling, offers no clue as to its source, whether it be Chloe, one of the children, or another restless spirit calling out from the beyond. Photographic evidence, too, has added to the enigma of the Myrtles. Paranormal investigators and guests alike have snapped photos that, upon later examination, reveal anomalies unexplainable by conventional means. Images captured in the mirror that hangs in the main hall sometimes show additional figures standing alongside the living subjects, their faces blurred or their forms partially transparent. These spectral photo bombers, believed by some to be Chloe or the other inhabitants of the plantation, add a visual dimension to the haunting tales. Personal experiences recounted by investigators further cement the plantation's reputation as a hotbed of paranormal activity. Teams have reported sudden drops in temperature, a common indicator of a ghostly presence, and the sensation of being touched or brushed by unseen hands. Others have spoken of feeling overwhelming emotions in certain rooms, as if the residual energy of past tragedies lingers in the air. One investigation team describes a moment of inexplicable fear that swept through them as they explored the upstairs bedrooms. Without warning, their equipment began to malfunction, batteries draining, and cameras ceasing to work, as if something or someone wished to remain hidden from their prying eyes. It was in this moment of technological rebellion that they heard the sound of footsteps above them. Though they knew the attic to be empty and inaccessible, the evidence gathered by paranormal researchers at the Myrtles Plantation paints a picture of a place deeply intertwined with the supernatural. The EVP recordings, photographs, and personal testimonies offer glimpses into the unseen world that coexists with our own, a world where the past is not dead, but merely hidden from view. So, dear listeners, as we reflect on the findings of these investigations, let us ponder the mysteries that remain unsolved, the stories that linger in the air, like the scent of magnolias on a southern night. The Myrtles Plantation, with its ghosts and legends, continues to challenge our understanding of the boundary between life and death, inviting us to explore the depths of the unknown. As the moon rises high over the sprawling estate of the Myrtles Plantation, casting its silvery light across the ancient grounds, this historic site embraces its dual life. By day, it stands as a testament to the grandeur and tragedy of the Old South, a picturesque bed and breakfast and tourist attraction that welcomes those intrigued by its beauty and its ghosts. By night, it transforms into a realm where the past and present collide, where the veil between worlds thins, and the spirits that dwell within its walls stir from their eternal slumber. The Myrtles Plantation invites the brave and the curious to not only explore its storied halls, but to stay, to sleep among the echoes of history and hauntings. Guests are offered the chance to immerse themselves in the plantation's eerie ambience, to become part of the living history that permeates every room, every creaking floorboard, and whispering breeze. First-hand accounts from those who have spent the night at the Myrtles Plantation are a mosaic of awe, fear, and fascination. Some speak of peaceful evenings spent in the opulent guest rooms, where the weight of history feels like a gentle, albeit eerie, embrace. Others recount experiences that send shivers down the spine. Encounters with the unexplained that turn skeptics into believers. One guest describes waking in the middle of the night to the sensation of being watched, only to find the room empty and charged with an inexplicable presence. Another tells of hearing laughter and footsteps in the hallway outside their door, the playful sounds of children long gone, yet seemingly alive in the dead of night. And then there are those who have glimpsed figures in period attire, specters that pass through walls or stand at the foot of the bed, watching, always watching, before vanishing into the ether. Photographs taken by guests often capture more than the rich architecture and lush surroundings. Some reveal orbs of light in empty spaces, while others show faint images of faces where no one was standing. Mirrors reflect the unexpected, and the air sometimes carries the scent of perfume with no discernible source, a sensory reminder of the plantation's permanent residence. The experience of staying at the Myrtles Plantation is to walk a line between delight and dread. It is to dine in the same rooms where generations have gathered, to sleep in beds that may have witnessed the last breaths of those who once called this place home. It is to confront the possibility of the paranormal, to question the nature of existence and the afterlife. For some, a night at the Myrtles is a thrilling adventure, an opportunity to brush against the supernatural. For others, it is a journey into the heart of darkness, a confrontation with fears both real and imagined. But for all who stay, It is an unforgettable experience, a story to be told and retold, a chapter in their own lives, intertwined with the legends of the Myrtles Plantation. So, dear listeners, as we ponder the tales of those who have dared to spend a night among ghosts, let us consider the allure of the unknown, the magnetic pull of history and hauntings that draws us to places like the Myrtles Plantation. In the stillness of the night, in the shadows of the past, we find not only fear, but a profound connection to the human experience, to the stories that survive beyond the grave. As we draw the curtains on our journey through the shadowed halls and misty grounds of the Myrtles Plantation, we find ourselves at a crossroads of history, memory, and the supernatural. This storied estate, nestled in the heart of Louisiana, has transcended its origins to become a cornerstone of American ghost lore, its tales of hauntings and tragedy echoing through the annals of popular culture. The Myrtles Plantation, with its spectral residents and blood-stained history, has captured the imagination of countless individuals, from paranormal enthusiasts to those with a passing interest in the eerie and unexplained. It has been featured in books, documentaries, and television programs, each portrayal adding layers to its legend, cementing its status as one of America's most haunted homes. In the realm of popular culture, the Myrtles Plantation is not just a location, it is a symbol of the fascination with the afterlife, a testament to the enduring appeal of stories that hover on the edge of reality. This fascination with haunted places like the Myrtles Plantation speaks to a deeper, more universal curiosity about the unknown and the unknowable. It reflects a learning to connect with the past, to understand the stories of those who came before us, and to confront our fears about death and what lies beyond. Haunted places serve as tangible links to history, their ghosts' stories embodying the intersection of fact and folklore, memory and myth. The Myrtles Plantation, in particular, tells us much about the complexity of human experience, about the layers of joy, sorrow, love, and betrayal that have unfolded within its walls. Its ghosts, whether real or imagined, remind us of the imprints we leave on the places we inhabit, of the ways in which our stories linger long after we are gone. They challenge us to consider the nature of the supernatural, to question the boundaries between life and death, and to ponder the possibility of existence beyond the physical realm. Moreover, the Myrtles Plantation invites us to reflect on the darker chapters of history, on the legacies of slavery and violence that haunt the American South. Its ghosts are not just phantoms in the night. They are echoes of real lives, of suffering and resilience, of human beings caught in the machinery of a bygone era. In this sense, the hauntings at the Myrtles Plantation serve as a poignant reminder of the past, urging us to remember and reckon with the stories that shape our collective memory. As we conclude our exploration of the Myrtles Plantation, let us carry with us not only the chill of its ghostly tales, but also a deeper appreciation for the mysteries that envelop our world. The fascination with places like the Myrtles Plantation reveals our innate desire to explore the unknown, to bridge the gap between past and present, and to find meaning in the stories that haunt us. So, dear listeners, as we part ways with the spirits of the Myrtles Plantation, let us keep the flame of curiosity alight, ever mindful of the shadows that dance just beyond the reach of understanding, where history whispers to us in the language of the ghosts. As the final chapter of our journey through the haunted halls of the Myrtles Plantation comes to a close, we find ourselves lingering on the threshold of mystery, where the past and present are entwined in an eternal dance. The stories we have explored, the whispers of the past that echo through the night, leave us with a sense of wonder and unease, a reminder of the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil of understanding. The Myrtles Plantation, with its rich tapestry of history, legend, and paranormal phenomena, stands as a monument to the enduring allure of the unknown. Its walls, saturated with the echoes of centuries, hold secrets that compel us to look deeper, to question the nature of reality and our place within it. The plantation's legacy, marked by tragedy, love, betrayal, and the unexplained, serves as a beacon for those drawn to the shadows, to the stories that defy explanation. This storied estate, nestled in the heart of Louisiana, is more than just a collection of ghost stories. It is a living history, a place where the line between the past and present blurs, where the spirits of those long gone continue to make their presence felt. The enduring mystery of the Myrtles Plantation captivates the imagination, inviting us to ponder the mysteries of life after death, of connections that transcend the boundaries of time. The blend of history, legend, and paranormal inquiry that defines the Myrtles Plantation ensures that its story will be passed down through generations, a timeless tale of the supernatural that challenges our perceptions of reality. It is a story that resonates with the universal themes of human existence, with the fears, hopes, and questions that have always haunted the human soul. As we bid farewell to the Myrtles Plantation, let us carry with us the sense of awe and apprehension that its story evokes. Let us remember that, in the shadows of history, there are mysteries that remain unsolved, tales that whisper to us of the profound and the paranormal. The Myrtles Plantation, with its ghosts and legends, stands as a testament to the power of story, to the ability of the past to speak to us in the present, urging us to keep searching, to keep questioning, to keep listening for the whispers of the unknown. So, dear listeners, as we part ways with the spirits of the Myrtles Plantation, let us not forget the allure of the mystery, the pull of the past, and the eternal quest for understanding that drives us to explore the unseen corners of our world. The story of the Myrtles Plantation is a reminder that, in the search for the supernatural, we often discover deeper truths about yourselves, about our fears, our desires, and our endless fascination with the world beyond the veil. As the final echoes of our journey through the haunted corridors of the Myrtles Plantation fade into the silence, we reach the end of our tale. But the story of the Myrtles, with its blend of history, mystery, and spectral whispers, is one that never truly ends. It lingers in the mind, a haunting melody that resonates with our deepest curiosities and fears. We've traversed the shadowed paths of history, stood at the crossroads of legend and the unexplained, and listened to the voices that whisper from the beyond. The Myrtles Plantation, a beacon in the realm of the paranormal, continues to captivate and terrify, a testament to the enduring power of story to evoke wonder and dread. As we close this chapter, let us reflect on the allure of the unknown, the magnetic pull of tales that draw us into the darkness, seeking answers to questions as old as time itself. The story of the Myrtles Plantation is but one thread in the vast tapestry of the human experience, a reminder of our fascination with the veil that separates life from death, reality from myth. Thank you, dear listeners, for embarking on this journey with me. As we part ways, remember that the world is filled with mysteries waiting to be explored, stories waiting to be told. May your path be lit with curiosity and wonder, and may you always find beauty in the shadows. This has been the tale of the Myrtles Plantation. Until we meet again, keep the flame of exploration burning bright, and never stop searching for the stories hidden in the darkness. Good night and sweet dreams.